Hello, I'm Nathan Duff with ClarksdaleInfo.com. We're here today with the President of the Tacoma County Board of Supervisors, Mr. Paul Pearson, and we're going to talk about some of the things that are going on in county government this week and weeks previous. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
First thing I wanted to ask you about is they used to be called beats, now they're called districts.
Right.
What's the difference? And
big
why?
difference. About half the counties in the state are unit system, and about half the counties in the state of Mississippi are beat system, and it is totally different. Under the unit system, like we're known as districts,
Right.
and everything we do as a unit, that's exactly what it means. You have 5 supervisors, everything's done on the vote, everything goes through Mr. Vassell. You're required to have a county administrator on the unit system. Everything goes through him, goes to the road department. It is actually against the law for me to go out and assist the road department. It is against the law for me to tell anybody that works for the road department to do or any county employee for that matter. I'm not allowed by law to instruct anybody to do anything.
Okay.
Beat system, just the opposite. I like it. I like both. There's a good bit of duplication with the beat system, which I don't like. I do like the fact that under the beat system, the supervisor goes out and he works his crew himself every day.
Okay.
And if you had called me this morning and said, "Hey Paul, my ditch is stopped up, my culvert's messed up, I got this huge hole in my road," I go out there and I say, "Hey guys, we're going to go see Nathan this morning. We got to fix that hole in his road." And Nathan actually sees something for his dollar, so to speak. See the actual supervisor out there actually doing toting the shovel, and I can operate the equipment. I can do whatever needs to be done.
Well, I was just curious because I had noticed as you know, we've been going on the last few months doing the county meeting videos.
Right.
That I just remembered it from when I was younger. It was always, you know,
right.
beat 2 supervisors.
I think Tacoma County,
district, so.
Excuse me, I think Tacoma County was probably one of the first ones probably to go on unit system originally, and it has to be done by a vote. The citizens of the county decide that. We could go to a beat system. Tate County, oddly enough, years ago, 10 years ago or so, went from beat system to unit system for 2 years, and they found out right quick this is not where they want to be.
And they went back.
They went back to beat system,
Okay.
but it's a little more liberal. The supervisor in the beat system has a whole lot more control. He actually has his own budget. There actually were situations where you had 5 road departments, you had 5 this, 5 that, so the duplication is not real good. If you could mix the 2 together to where actually I could go out there and do and be a part of it, I think I would like that better, but anyway.
Okay, well, I thought it was just probably a difference in nomenclature. I didn't realize it actually had some significance in the way things
Big difference, huge difference. You very seldom see beats go to unit.
Okay.
Very seldom, because those supervisors like that. They like to have that hands-on operation, and I admire them for it. I think it's a plus.
I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
Well, I probably confused everybody that much more. So.
No. Well, and you know, kind of on a related subject, one thing I've had people ask me recently, just differences. You know, just asking questions about county government. People are curious about what goes on.
Right.
And a lot of people are under the impression that county government doesn't handle anything inside the city limits, but that's not true.
Not true at all.
By a long stretch.
Right.
And some people are under the impression, I had one person in particular tell me, "Well, I've never voted for a county supervisor, I live in the city." I said, "Well, I think you may have and you just don't realize it." So
right.
Maybe you could explain a little bit to us about what the county's roles inside the city limits are.
Well, it is limited. Like any incorporated area, we have Clarksdale, Lyon. I have 4 towns. I have Clarksdale, Lyon, Cahoma, and Lula. You also have Jonestown. You have Friars Point. So you have incorporated areas, and when I say that, when they're incorporated, they have a charter, and they have a mayor and councilman or alderman. And they ultimately run the day-to-day business of that community. They have a taxing authority. They provide. The best way to explain it is that the county offers basic services. We offer basic service. We offer law enforcement, the basic stuff. And supposedly, I feel that when you incorporate it, that you take those basic services that the county provides, and you enhance it. You're able to tax more, so you have maybe the premium grade law enforcement. supposedly.
Right.
You have the premium grade fire department. We have a very good volunteer fire department in the county, which I am still a member of. And we provide a very good service, but say, and within the city, they have a paid fire department. So you get everything pretty much that the county offers, but it's supposed to be enhanced. A little better, maybe road streets, maybe a little better garbage, trash pickup on a regular basis.
Right.
Just everything that we offer, you pay extra for it, but it's supposed to be enhanced and supposedly better.
Well, there's been a lot of talk, lately in various different areas of government and public service about ways that the county and city can work together. I mean, I'm talking about the city of Clarksdale, but this would obviously apply to Friars Point.
Sure, absolutely, right.
What are some of the areas that you think would be the easiest to implement a little bit more cooperation, I guess is the word I'm looking for, to where we don't maybe have some duplication of services and things can maybe be run a little bit more efficiently?
I think I think anything that the county and city does, I believe that we could consolidate any or all the above. I think what we're getting to is to a point to where can we afford these enhanced? It's kind of like I go down to buy a car. Do I get the standard model with the roll-up windows, or am I financially able to get the Cadillac with all the nice stuff? So it gets to the point to where what can you pay for? What can the taxpayers endure as far as paying taxes? So all that stuff is all in good, but sometimes maybe for the sake of the tax burden on the working folks, that maybe you need to try to consolidate a few things, and that way you can pool resources, and it won't cost the taxpayers as much money, and you can still provide the service, and maybe and provide the service better. I feel like it would be better. Law enforcement, I think fire departments, I think street repair, I think everything that the city and county provides, and that's every city. That's not just Clarksdale. That's all the incorporated areas. I think there's places that we could work together simply because of the cost factor, and that you reach a point to where that you can just tax people to the point where they can't stay here anymore. And I try to tell people, there's no walls around Oklahoma County, and the fact that that you can tax people, pretty soon you get to the point to where say for instance you're paying X number of taxes and you're used to a certain amount of services. Right. Well, all of a sudden you're still paying that same amount of taxes, but you're not receiving those services anymore.
Right.
Okay. So then you go somewhere else. You move, and unfortunately, the next move is not necessarily Oklahoma County. The next move may be another county, another state, and you can't lose your tax. We can't afford to lose any more tax base. I think our last census came in at 27,000 people in Oklahoma County. I'm afraid at the rate that we're going, the next census will probably be below 25,000, which we have 10,000 in the county, and the rest would be inside the city limits of Clarksdale.
Right. Okay. In addition to representing your district, you're also the president of the board.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about the additional responsibilities and challenges of that position.
Well, I tell a joke. I tell everybody you can take the president of the board of supervisors and $5 and get a cup of coffee pretty much anywhere around here. I don't get to vote but once still. I did, as far as that goes. I have, under the unit system, I have no more power. I have nothing else to do. It's just strictly to help. I run not run the meetings, but I preside over the meetings, so to speak. So that's basically all it is. I feel like I have maybe I'm more involved in more stuff. I go to more meetings and possibly get to be more involved. I really and truly feel like I'm doing my job as board president and just as I did as a regular supervisor, simply because I seem to be more involved. I always have tried to be involved in it and try to be put forth 100%. But the president, some people do seem to put a lot into that, and that's fine. Everybody's different. But really and truly, it doesn't mean anything other than just I sign a few extra papers. I am a little more involved in things. I do preside over the meeting. But really, president of the board of supervisors, in our situation, it's not like being the mayor. I sometimes wish that it goes back to the beat system again. Sometimes I wish that I could have more hands-on, but by law I don't have that ability, and it's hard to explain to folks sometimes. I understand, you know. You call the mayor of one of these towns, they go out there and they take care of it. That's their job. It's the day-to-day operation. It's what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But we're not afforded that.
Right. Okay. Just real quick, one other thing that we wanted to ask about, and I don't know if you can really even speak to it very much, the lawsuit that's been brought about the redrawing of the district lines.
Right.
Can you just tell us where things stand with that? What's the next step for the county?
Well, just we've in the process of hiring an attorney. It's very unfortunate for the taxpayers. It's going to be a good bit of money that's going to have to be spent on that would have in the past would have been able to be used to provide services for the taxpayers. It's really going to be very unfortunate. It's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Man.
And so it's kind of sad. I feel like that you know, it's maybe part of what we do here as America. Maybe there are people that feel like maybe they're not being represented. Reading the lawsuit is a little depressing. It kind of says that if you're white, you vote white, and if you're black, you vote black. And I think we've come from that in the Delta. I think especially in Tacoma County.
I think the proof is all around.
Right. If you look around and you see, yeah. but I mean, you know, I'm not the, you know, I mean, I have. You know, it just got to run its course now. It's been filed. I wish it could have been handled differently. But hey, you know, it's America. It's the way it's designed. It's what that option is there for people to use, and we'll go forward and we'll make the best of it and try not to spend any more money than we absolutely have to.
Well, the taxpayers will thank you very much for saving every dollar you can. So, and we thank you for being with us today, giving us some time out of your schedule, and we'll see you at the supervisors meeting tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it.